How are you?
Great.
Awesome.
How's it going?
Good.
Steve Jerkin of Zoo EDventures.
That's what this is? Zoo EDventures?
You tell me.
And who are you?
I'm Leslie of the school programs.
And in
Zoo EDventures. Yeah.
And this is Zoo EDventures Day.
This is Zoo EDventures.
And who's behind the camera?
It's still Brett. Hey.
Brett's going to claim it.
Of videographer.
A videographer for Zoo EDventures.
Yes.
So happy Wednesday morning. And we're going to celebrate happy Zoo Inter.
Let me help you, Steve.
Thank you.
International Day of Zoo and Aquarium Educators.
What she said. It's today.
It
Isn't that
is.
cool? There's a day for them. And you're going to help today. Are you excited? You're going to sit right there and be interviewed.
It's so fun.
Aren't you excited?
Yeah.
You get to be the interviewee today and share some amazing things.
I hope so.
You will. You will.
Sure.
Brett, will you help us today?
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Good to hear.
Thanks.
Digital friends, are you ready to listen to some of our zoo educators kind of tell why they do, what they do, and how they do it?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Hang tight. Take two.
We don't talk about take one.
We don't talk about take one.
don't talk about take.
Digital friends, these are some of our amazing educator team here at the North Carolina Zoo. We're so happy to have them. And Brett, did you notice how there's all these nervous smiles out there?
I did. I also noticed how very blue everything is.
They are very blue.
So blue.
They're very camouflage.
They're blending into the background.
They do this all the time, and they're all just kind of like, Steve, what do I
Don't
going
look
to
at
say,
me.
Steve? They're smiling. What do we say?
They're trying to disappear.
Let's
Let's
see what happens.
Yes.
All right.
So let's first find out about kind of who they are
Okay.
and what do they do, because they never do the same thing, right? It's a job
That's
is changing it, but let's find out kind of what their buckets are.
Alrighty.
Let's start over here with our newest educator. You can't hide anymore, Megan. This is our newest educator. So, digital friends, you may not have seen Megan before. You may have heard her voice. Say hi to Miss Megan.
Hi.
What's your title? Do you even know your title?
I don't have a name tag yet.
Oh, you don't even
I'm really upset about that.
So let's go with guest engagement coordinator.
I thought it was educator.
Eh.
Oh, okay. You know, again, doing what I'm told. That works.
At this
I like
point,
it.
you're still kind of getting in.
Yeah.
So, in general, what might you be doing in your buckets?
So what I have been told is under my title thingy is
Your title thingy.
Yeah, is anything from scout programs to our investigation stations and the Zoofari experience and special events. Yeah.
And hopefully some right.
Oh yeah, and Biofact.
Nikki says
She
Biofact
used to do that.
because Nikki doesn't have to do them anymore.
Yeah, inventory of all of the cool and creepy stuff that we have in the.
We should give you all a tour of our Biofact drawers one of these days.
That would be overwhelming.
That would be hours and hours of information.
Yeah, let's just video during inventory and be like, hey.
Here's what we got.
Yeah.
And you've been here a grand total of, in a full-time position, what, like 2 weeks?
Yeah.
So truly
October
brand
1st,
new. October 1st, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy cool. Love it. Welcome. We're relatively happy to have you.
I'm relatively still curious as to
That's
where this
fair.
is going.
That's fair. All right. Some of you have met this next person, this next educator.
Hi,
What's your name again?
my name is Leslie.
And your title is?
I'm the school programs coordinator.
School
Yes.
Programs Coordinator. And
Yes.
how do you fill your buckets?
So my buckets are school programs. That's
Yep.
pretty much anything public, private, home, charter schools, educational programs for them at virtually at the zoo, technically off-site. We're on hold right now though. And then I also do the summer reading library program. So there's a
that's
theme
right.
every year that we provide a program for the libraries. And then I also am the liaison to Zoo School, which is a part of Ashboro High School, and it's right here at the zoo. So they can use the zoo as their
So cool.
their laboratory basically during school. So those
And
are
every
my
once in a
main-
while you help out with Zoo EDventures and a couple other
Yeah, I mean,
online
and
programs.
whatever they tell me.
Thank you, Leslie. Thanks for being here today.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
The duties as given.
Duty has, that's that last line on the job description.
Exactly.
Very good. And how about you?
All right, I'm Cathy. I'm
Hi,
the
Cathy.
Kidzone coordinator, which means my biggest bucket is taking care of Kidzone, our nature play space. If you've never been there, I encourage you to come take a look.
Yes.
You don't have to be a kid to come to Kidzone,
Yay.
but you can act like a kid.
Even
Kidzone,
better.
which is even
I'm
better.
still working on that skill. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a little
We've got to
too
get
mature.
you a little
Acting
dirtier.
like a kid or
Yes.
acting like an adult?
Okay. We're getting there.
I also work with our early childhood programs, assist with teacher workshops. So we do
That's
a
so
series
cool.
here called Playful Pedagogy, which is really great. And our Nature Rocks, which is our family nature clubs that we go off-site. We have some amazing places not connected to the zoo where we do hikes. We also do cleanups, plant pollination stations, and all kind of fun stuff like that.
That is so neat. Actually getting out in the community and working
That's
with those.
right.
And community, let's come back here to this young man. You're also kind of in a community situation.
Some days.
Who are you and what do you do?
I am Mr. Bob.
Hi, Mr.
Bob
Bob.
Langston, sometimes known as the litter dude, sometimes known as the neighborhood naturalist. We wear many hats around the North Carolina Zoo
This is very true.
and often have to change them multiple times during the day. I
In
think
one day.
my primary bucket and responsibility
Yes.
today is to carry on this conversation long enough that Brett's arm gets tired and she starts shaking.
Oh, Brett has mad skills. Brett, you can handle it, right?
Oh yeah.
okay.
Okay.
I know you
All
can.
right. Well, officially, I consider myself to be a naturalist. And a
Yes.
naturalist is defined as a student of natural history. It's just an opportunity to get out and learn a lot of stuff. But now, as far as the state and the zoo are concerned, my official title is Sustainability and Conservation Outreach Coordinator. So yes, I go out and I engage people in everything from marine debris prevention,
Right.
that's picking up trash in some cases. Other cases, one of the newer responsibilities is buckets.
Yeah.
I'll call it a bucket. Is actually doing work and coordinating a lot of the work on the zoo's trail network. And what a lot of people don't know is that when you come to the zoo, yes, you go to the gate and you pay an admission charge
Right.
to wander around inside the park. Outside the park and on some of our other properties that are not part of the main facility, there's about 2,100 acres. We have somewhere in excess of about 8 miles of trails.
That's so cool.
Hopefully willing to expand that in the next couple of years. So we have those items. We have all sorts of sustainability items. What a lot of people don't understand is the zoo almost wrote the book for state government in North Carolina on how to be a better partner for the world.
And the zoo did that, Mr. Langston, but you were pretty strong in that. So give it a
It started before I got here. It started before I got here.
Dude, you grabbed and ran with it. You've done some amazing work in there.
Yes, and for those who don't know, and this is a pat on the back moment, everybody get ready, that within the last month, the zoo has been announced as the Waza Sustainability Award winner. That's World Association of Zoos and Aquariums. There it is. I saw the bounce. That's good. We have been recognized by the World Association of Zoos and Aquariums for our sustainability efforts on park. And that is our sustainability efforts, not
Yes.
mine. So it includes everybody that's here. And that's everything from turning your vehicle off so
As
it
simple
doesn't
as that.
idle, turning your computer monitor off when you go to lunch, all of those little things.
No, it's good stuff, and that's a huge program, Bob. And it's, like you said, I love that it's zoo wide, and that, but we do have a nice little person who can kind of set us up and give us those goals. I think that's it. No, it's not. I'm just kidding.
All right, you can keep going.
No. I refuse to do that.
All right, I'm gonna head out.
See you. Peace out.
Nikki's like, I made it. I camouflaged in. I hid well enough.
Nobody saw me.
So who are you and what do you do?
Hi, everybody. I'm Nikki. I'm the Community Education Coordinator. I
Nice.
think we didn't change it, right?
That's good enough.
Okay, right.
That
That's
works.
close enough. Works, right? Okay, good. So, and basically, I have two very large buckets. I call
You have
them
two
barrels.
Like I
I'm
say,
gonna
you
call
got
them barrels.
You got burn barrels.
Yeah.
Huge barrels.
So I take care of our overnight programming and our summer camp programs, which are two very large
Yeah, it sounds like
buckets.
Well, that's it. That's it.
I don't
But
know.
man,
no.
there's so much more that goes into
Yeah,
this.
we've had this has been a crazy year. We just started camping out at the zoo, and people
And that's
apparently
your-
want to do.
That was your baby. and
Everybody
you
wanted to do it, so
And you definitely hit a note with that. And people took off with
they
it.
did, and we got slammed, and they're still coming.
Yeah.
We're still booked up and booking up. So
That is
yeah,
amazing. That's been a really
spend
cool
the night at the
program.
zoo.
Yeah, there you go. A little plug. Love it.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because everybody here, I mean, they've got a million and one jobs. to do. But to kind of hear those buckets is kind of get an idea that the diversity is so much, right? So everything is doing. And you heard from school programs, and it's not just school; it's all that school. Oh yeah, but there's also a library. Oh yeah, I'm by there, and there's library programs. Oh yeah, and there's over. Oh, but there's this, that, and with Cathy's programs.
Don't forget, Steve, that what were we all doing Friday 2 weeks ago? We were all down at Discovery Zone helping to erect some shade awnings because that was what was needed for that space.
That we should have taped as well.
And
That was
it was a simple matter of Leslie coming to us say, I need help.
I need help.
We jumped
Yep.
in.
Still have that extra screw.
You haven't gotten rid of it just in case?
That bolt. Yeah, I
Well,
don't
they
know.
do sometimes put extras in the box just in case.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You-
what it's for.
You tell that to that group that always gives you furniture that way. So real fast, and again, that's real quick on this one. I'd like for our guests to kind of get the idea of our backgrounds a little bit and kind of our education, because I think you're going to be surprised, everybody. It's not education all the time. It's not education all the time. So Cathy, kind of what's your background education-wise, and where'd you
Right.
come from?
Okay, so I am not from very far away, from Greensboro, North
Very
Carolina.
good.
Educational background. I started out with working on a degree in special education, and then switched to and majored in English. So I have a bachelor's of
English.
arts in English,
Wow.
and then I went in the corporate world. So totally nothing
That's
to do with
right.
education. Although when you're in sales, you do educate
Yeah,
your
Customer
your
service,
clients.
sharing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So then I decided to have a child late in life and thought, now's maybe the chance to do that education I was thinking about earlier, and homeschooled all the way through, and ran a homeschool supplement group, and
Wow.
then decided I was going to be a Girl Scout leader all the way through. So that brought in the outdoor elements
Mhm.
and really liked the early childhood and the hands-on.
And dove into that.
So, right. So then when I found out about Kidzone, it was like, oh my goodness, this
When
is
two
it.
worlds meet.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And the lovely Hannah. Say hello to Hannah, the lovely Hannah out there. What about you, Bob? Kind of you have a kind of a circuitous route. What's your education background? And I don't know if we have enough time.
I was
going
going
to
to say, how much?
This is gonna be a thing. So
30 seconds.
so you got okay, Bob. In and out, Bob.
Elevator ride.
All right, elevator. This is the elevator speech, 2 minutes, and I'll probably go over.
Oh,
No, my
That's a
original.
really slow elevator.
That is. It's a very tall
There's a
building.
lot of stories. There's
Yeah,
a lot of
tall
stories.
building. That's all. No, my original education adventure started at the University of North Carolina. I'm
Yep.
originally from Virginia, Tidewater area. Even though these days nobody in the area refers to it as Tidewater now, they refer to it as Hampton Roads. Hampton Roads is a body of water, just so you know.
Of course it is.
Went to school at Carolina, got a degree in mass communications, and then worked in radio for probably about 6 years, and decided I needed something that involved more people and was a little bit more gregarious oriented. So I went back to school to UNC Wilmington, got a second degree, and this is in recreation management. So basically, and even in grad school, that was what I studied, was recreation public policy.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I got involved in doing outdoor education many years ago, probably 35 or more years ago, teaching in a summer camp. I loved working in summer camps, and I just needed to figure out a way to make enough money to last me the entire year. So
There you go.
it's been a really wild thing. I too, like Cathy, was in the corporate world immediately before I came here. I used
That's
to work
right.
for the company that built Mad River and Wilderness Systems canoes and kayaks
Yeah,
as an internal salesperson. So now I've been here at the zoo for 18 years. So I suppose that means that I'm the old guy around here.
You are the old experience. You're the old experienced
Let
guy.
me tell you how it used to be in these parts.
I think you're going to begin to see a theme here as we go forward. Miss Nikki, what about you? Kind of education, and then why here? Why? How you get that?
I'm originally from upstate New York.
Upstate New York.
Have a degree in zoology,
Oh, we finally have a zoo person.
we got a
All
zoo
right.
guy,
All right.
yeah.
Animal, yay.
but not education. So I started out as a zookeeper and did all kinds of
Yeah, you
traveled the
did.
country and worked a bunch of different jobs. So somebody wanted to hire me full time as a zookeeper
Yep.
in Boston, and worked there for a few years, and then came down here, and have been here for almost 20 years, and it'll be 9 of those in education.
yeah,
So
yeah,
11 years as a zookeeper, and then decided I want to try education.
Yeah. So you only have another 11 years in education.
I got 10 more for retirement. So.
Oh, very good. What about you? All right. What about you? What's your
Um,
background?
So my background is a lot in theater.
You're a theater
I was a
person.
theater kid. I was also a band kid. But so
Why
I
the
did.
fa- She gave a really unique face when she said, "And a band
I was
kid."
also a band kid. Though our band was really good. I'm just saying. Shout out to
Did
East
you
Mac
go
High
to
School.
band camp?
I did.
Very nice.
Anyways,
What's Charles band camp?
I was in a band in
stories?
high school. It was called marching.
well, all my stories are gruesome because anytime you didn't have your hands up high enough, you had to take laps and do push-ups. So it was.
Wow,
it's
you're working
intense.
hard over
Anyways,
I digress.
back to so did a lot of theater. Really loved that.
That's
Actually,
cool.
went to college for to do theater at UNCG, but ended up changing over to kind of like humanities and biology.
Wow.
So my degree is technically in humanities, and I have a strong concentration of biology in that. So, so a lot of speaking and talking and communicating to people. And then I volunteered as a docent and really liked it. And
Where'd you do that?
Greensboro Science Center. I didn't do
Oh,
it for
the
very
Science
long, but I did really like it because it was in school. And when I finished school, I moved to Connecticut, got a job at the Mystic Aquarium as an interpretation or a exhibit interpreter, and kind of moved into the coordinator. And I've done a bunch of admissions stuff too, and then moved back. I'm from Charlotte, so moved back to Charlotte and worked at a nature center in Charlotte as a coordinator, a naturalist, and did a lot of zookeeping there, animal keeping there too, and then got this job, and so now I'm here.
Awesome.
And I volunteer a lot actually along the way in different places. So.
Yep, which is so key in a lot of times, isn't it?
Yeah. I was able to keep my keeper experience with that, so because I was at that time not sure exactly which way I wanted to go.
And so many, and the diversity there too. And how about you, young lady, on your newness here?
Yes.
This wasn't your path, education.
correct.
So what's your background and then what?
I am more of the animal person, I would
Yeah.
say. In that I grew up on a farm, raised sheep and cows, and still have
I was gonna say,
the
don't put a
farm.
D. It's not raised.
yeah.
You still do a lot of this.
Yeah.
So
Still
many
in
jobs
process.
here with Megan.
Managing from a distance currently. But yeah, so I've just mostly done animal stuff, but with that, as I was aging out of the 4-H and FFA processes, it did come with, kind of teaching the next generations of showmen and livestock people how to care for them, how to show, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then
And you went to school.
Oh, yeah.
Where?
I went to NC State,
NC State.
for a bachelor's in animal science. Got a minor in wildlife science and did 3 study abroads, and just kind of that really, I guess, solidified, even without knowing, like my passion for human wildlife conflict and just the kind of the role that education does play in it, because there's so many unknowns, even in like our own backyard. We don't know what we've got, and it's the same in other countries. It's the same in other places. So just kind of that sharing the information is a really big deal.
That's cool. A cool little connection. You went over and kind of saw it too.
Yeah.
Brett, what about you? What's your background in, since you're here with us today?
Oh, sure. I also was a zoology NC State. Woo!
Oh, there you
NC
go.
State. And I was actually an animal keeper at the Museum of Natural Sciences in
Right.
Raleigh for a hot second, and then went to get my master's in biology at NC State, and then ended up here after I graduated.
Good stuff. And then,
Thank you.
let's not get carried away. Yeah, we are very happy here. The team is amazing. And then just so I should answer the same question. My degree is actually in psychology. My first degree is in psychology with a focus on animal learning. And then I went on to get a master's degree in secondary science education with the goal I thought I would be a school teacher forever and always. And I did it for 2 years. And that was enough.
Charlotte. Woo woo.
I was in Charlotte, Alexander Graham Middle. Shout out. All righty. See what my questions are. So, big picture, my friends. Big picture. What do you think the goals of education should be? Or what are your goals for education? Not an individual program. Just what's our goal for doing what we do? Who wants to go first? I'll do that first. That way I don't have to come up to somebody and go, what do you think? And they'll go,
I'll go first.
ask Megan, please. Kathy said she'd go first.
Yes, because I serve working with early childhood and young children, families with young children. building that foundation. So why does a zoo have a mud kitchen?
Oh, neat.
We want to connect everyone to nature, and the best way, easiest way, is to start young. So
Yeah.
even babies. So on nature hikes, I love it when someone will bring their 2-year-old and set them down in the stream.
Right in the stream.
And they play in the mud. It's
No
wonderful.
way.
We've even had toddlers come out with us on cleanups, and they're wearing their giant vest and their reacher grabbers and collecting trash.
I love it.
So making that connection to nature is important, because when we know something, then we're more inclined to care about it and to learn about it and then want to protect it.
And start so young. too.
Starting young.
And
exactly.
the idea of getting out to play and
Right.
kind of sharing a space for
Right.
play. Is
Then
so cool.
then nature becomes familiar. It's not a
Oh,
scary
I love
distant.
that.
It's something we know and love, because we make that bond.
I love that.
That tree that we climbed as a kid, we want to protect that tree. That
Yeah.
tree's home to all this different wildlife.
Nature
So-
becomes familiar. That's awesome.
Yes.
Just let you know, the lady behind the camera climbed a tree the other day.
Yeah, there you go.
I love trees.
You never outgrow that either.
I'll show you later.
I'll show you later.
That looks like a good
That is a good climbing tree.
That'd be a good
It's
tree.
That's a good
This tree right here, though. That's a good tree.
It
Just
is.
look at the middle, because somebody's cut out some of the branches, and it's
Ju-
really
um,
bugging me.
Just want to let you know that we've got it's a Zoo Adventures program.
Right. This is why it's
there's-
bad.
There's things we need to
Have all
share
the
with
together.
Zoo Adventures.
Sorry.
It's a 30-minute presentation
Sorry,
with
I got distracted by
all
that
these
tree.
educators.
Yeah.
Me too.
Anybody else with goals for education in
I
general?
mean, I think Kathy nailed it
Kinda
on the
nailed it.
head with, the whole, if we don't understand, we don't know about something, then
Mhm.
how are we supposed to kind of care for it and
Yeah.
help protect it? And the ultimate thing is we are all citizens of Earth, and there's also plants and animals that share this Earth.
Citizens
And
of
so
Earth,
we have to work together.
Mhm.
So understanding that equilibrium
They were all
between
part of that
the
one
world, and
space.
we're all part of that, and what our role is in it, and
Mhm.
trying to help protect it.
We just want to supplement that. The only thing I have got is I like that we're trying to also kind of go along with what you're saying. Spread that hope for the next time. What can we do? What's coming next? So not just our passions and our enthusiasm, but hope for a positive outcome.
Yeah, there's a lot in that, in both what all three, you and Cathy and Leslie, have already said. One of the things, and I say this on my own background, is I spent probably 17 years going around the county and cleaning up trash,
Mhm.
and still do on a regular basis.
Sure.
We have a meetup group that meets every once a month and everything. But one of the reasons I do that is that many people have looked at stewardship of the planet as somebody else's job.
True.
And I've always taken the attitude that part of the rent I pay for the space I occupy on this planet is making sure I leave it in better condition than I found it. And,
What rent do you all pay? That's a great. I love that, Bob. That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
to
it
think
is.
about that.
And we think about it, that it's kind of our job. There's an old quote, and I believe it comes from one of the Native American chieftains. That was saying that, we don't inherit the earth from our parents, we borrow it from our children.
Yep.
And this is the case. I mean, think about it. If we go out and we exploit all of the natural resources in our generation while we're alive, the folks who are younger than me, well, that's basically everybody, the folks who are younger than me, are going to inherit a world that's depleted of natural resources,
Right.
where, all those animals that we have talked about and that we talk about, whether they're polar bears, gorillas, or anything else, salamanders, frogs, they're no longer here.
Mhm.
And that's not the condition I want to leave the planet in. So
Right.
that's
No.
one of the reasons I do what I do.
I love the idea of a rent. That's kind of cool. We're borrowing as opposed to. That's kind of neat. So that's deep, and I think that's where we should be. Megan, Nikki, you guys good? Kind of in the same.
Covered everything.
They did, and I think they nailed it. So let's come back to you, our wonderful educators. Favorite topics, favorite themes to chat about.
Poop.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
You heard it. Poop.
Yeah.
It was. What was it?
Poop.
Oh, poop. Poop. Poop.
I said what I said.
Manure, dropping,
Why?
trash.
Why poop?
Why not? Everybody does it. Well, as a zookeeper background, your world revolves around poop, and people don't get that.
Well said.
And it's fun.
And
It's
there's
fun to
so
talk
much,
about.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, And I made it a goal one time to do a program to have them count how many times I said poop during the program. And my goal is to reach 100, and I did. So
Well, you're close now. You want to? So Nikki is poop.
Yep.
Nikki's favorite topic is poop. Anybody else? Favorite topics?
That's my Halloween costume. Poop.
I'm sure we can arrange that.
We do have an emoji somewhere.
It's at my desk right now.
Leslie's desk as we speak. What about it? Anybody else? Favorite topics? Favorite theme in general?
It's actually Nikki's
A lot?
right on target because I do a whole bunch of career programs, and it's not unusual that my favorite item to take with me, we have a dried out chunk of elephant manure that we will take with us, and it's a great place to start because, among other things, you get a way to judge how squeamish the room is, and things like that. So that tells you, how much fun you can have with them or anything like that. Yep. But on the other hand, though, especially with elephants, it gives us a chance to talk about their welfare in the zoo. It gives us a chance to talk about something that you might look at as being a problem that we look at as a resource to be managed, and that's manure because we compost so much of it.
We use it. Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely. It pretty much everything around the park gets reused, but
Everything revolves around poop. I keep telling you.
that's it.
It is just poop.
But it's great because it also gives us an opportunity to talk about life, how elephants live in Africa, and why that poop. You might look at it and go, "Oh man, yuck, that's awful. I don't want to step in that." But on the other hand, it's incredibly valuable if you're a lion, a leopard, or anybody who lives on the grasslands.
Or a dung beetle.
There you go.
Cool.
So yeah, I think that it's really a great topic to start with on everything from careers, sustainability, what we do, how we do it, everything else.
Leslie, you had your hand
I
up.
wanted to add something to poop.
Leslie?
You were talking about
Of
that.
course you did.
Clearly, we like to poop, but
Of course you did.
with elephant poop, you can also make paper out of it. So it
Poop
is a
paper.
resource. Yeah, it's
Who
a
did the
resource.
poop paper cards recently? Was that you?
Yes,
Of course it was you.
for our camps.
Of course it was Nikki
So-
doing poop paper cards. You're right, paper
Anyways, that
there.
was fun.
Yeah.
So Cathy, how does poop play in a nature play and in the
It
stream?
plays it well. So,
Wait. I'm not real sure I want to know what's in the bag that she's pulling out. So let's.
It looks like poop.
So one of my favorite topics is
Is that
you get
Cathy?
money.
Is that what it looks
It's not
like?
what it looks like.
Okay.
This is we call it a pollination pod. Some people call it a seed bomb.
Ooh.
But you take some compost and some of our lovely Carolina red clay. Yes, exactly. And you use your bare hands, mush it all together.
Your bare hands?
Because getting money and reconnecting with the
You get dirty?
earth is healthy for you. It builds up those little
You get dirty?
those little micro organisms in there are good for your immune system.
And
And then you roll it in native wildflower seeds and take it home and plant it. And you don't even have to have a yard. You can just put it in a flower pot and help
Really?
feed the pollinators.
That is so neat. And we've done pollinator pods in Kidzone
Yes, we
before.
have.
Very cool. Neat opportunity. Well, I think she thought she was getting away with this, but she's not getting away.
What?
You haven't been here long, but you have been in education for a couple years.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite topic or theme you'd like to share with our guests?
No.
Elephants.
Facts.
Yeah.
Elephants.
Yeah, like elephant.
How do we know
So,
what you like to talk
cut.
about for?
Megan, do you have any
Yeah.
favorite topics or things you like to talk about?
Sure.
What's that?
I like to talk about elephants. And
Very good.
yeah. I like to talk about what everybody else likes to talk about, and then I can just keep talking
Well,
about
you
it.
can keep talking. That's okay. Go ahead.
No, I mean like
Oh, not now.
Yeah.
You mean in general.
Yeah,
keep
like
talking.
if somebody says, "Oh, I like this," and then I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I got that."
You can keep on keeping
Yeah.
on with it.
Exactly.
Knowing what your audience wants to learn about.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very good spin, Brett.
Yes.
Thank you for interpreting my words, Brett.
You're
I needed
welcome.
help.
I'm here for you. Love you.
Here for you. That is so cool.
one of the things that's kind of interesting.
We can't hear you yet.
Okay. one of the things that's really wonderful and amazing, in some cases it's not what we like to talk about, it's how we talk about it.
Ah.
And I will share with everybody an amazing story. I was looking at one of the social media pages one day, and there was someone who does not work at this facility whose daughter had been here as part of one of our summer camps.
Oh, cool.
And lo and behold, on her wall, there's a posting of one of the people at this table who was working with her daughter at summer camp, and this is her favorite counselor, and it was she and Megan.
Oh,
so,
it's poop. Oh,
so
no.
yeah, no
topic,
poop in
not
this one.
person,
So,
I'm sorry.
yeah, absolutely. So, but it was really great to be able to see a member of our staff's photograph on somebody else's news feed listed with "This is my favorite counselor."
That's cool. Well, that was you, Megan.
That was.
That was you.
But she knows what her people want.
Yeah.
Which is apparently elephants.
Give them what they want.
Leslie, you broke protocol and you got
I
up.
broke the fourth wall.
You broke the fourth.
Open up that
Theater people.
Who did you bring?
Is that the fourth or the third wall? Oh, this is one of our other education
Breakfast.
employees.
Or lunch.
What?
Where's lunch?
Oh, no.
No, I hope not. So this is one of our other educators in the box.
Yes, this
That's
is one
not
of
a very
our
nice
other
thing to do.
educators.
Why is
He
the educator
famous.
and small?
Yes.
That's a small educator in the
You
box.
have to be big to be famous.
That's true.
Don't have to be big to be famous.
Or to make
Look
an
at you.
impact.
Who's in the box?
So,
Oh, look at this. So should we interview Vanderbilt?
yes, we should. This is Vanderbilt, so we interview Vanderbilt.
So Vanderbilt, do me a favor. What are you?
I'm a turtle.
Vanderbilt, I can see you're a turtle. What kind of turtle are you?
I'm Eastern box turtle.
Eastern box turtle. And why did Leslie call you an educator?
Because I like to come out and meet people, and she often tells people all about me just simply because I'm sort of the place.
So he's a little shy during normal programs, I take it. So he seems to be doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, it's a smaller group, and I'm familiar with everybody.
I see. That makes total sense. And you're okay with the camera right where it is? I mean, is Brett okay in her space?
Yeah, but my other side's actually the better side.
So you have a good side and a bad side. All right, well, that makes sense. So a lot of people do. I know I like to be filmed from the front.
I'm actually a little bit better sometimes when they catch me walking away, but that's okay.
Awesome. So as an ambassador, as an educator, what kind of things would you like our guests to know about? Kind of what you think your role is in education.
Well, one of the things I'd really like for them to know is to leave me alone. I don't need to be picked up and taken home, and I don't necessarily need to be messed with. And please, please, please don't paint my shell.
All right, we don't want to paint yourself because that's one of the ways helps you kind of get that air in and forth. So it's kind of almost breathing through that. So as an ambassador, you're okay because you've been around us a long time. You're okay kind of being handled and shared and having our guests be part of your life experience.
Yeah, but if you get a little rough, I'll bite or I'll tuck up inside my shell, because I can do that. Box turtles, we can close up inside our shells all the way. We're not like, snapping turtles. They got such a big head, they can't get it back in their shell or nothing.
And your eyes are lovely too, by the way. Your lovely eyes.
Oh, I bet you say that to all the guys. And the girls. And the turtles. And the terrapins. And the tortoise. That's the plural for tortoises. You guys get that wrong a lot.
Tortai is for tortoises. So we do have animal ambassador educators here at the North Carolina Zoo, and they got called away to a little bit of an emergency today. They had to take care of something in the park, and they weren't able to be with us. But they asked if we could definitely share one of our animal ambassadors with, and was lucky to hear from Vanderbilt just now. So thank you very much, Vanderbilt, for being with us today. We appreciate your time on this wonderful day and with sharing who you are with our digital friends.
He's a very good ventriloquist.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Didn't move his mouth a bit.
Nice.
And he doesn't talk that much from when I'm around,
No,
so that was
yeah.
pretty impressive.
Yeah, I wasn't
It must be
expecting that.
it must be the microphone. Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was the button. I should have pushed the button on the microphone. By the way, is the microphone working? I mean, my blue light's on. Is your green light on?
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
I see it.
Whew. This is trial, another trial. So, well, thank you for handling Vanderbilt as well, Leslie. We appreciate you bringing that along.
Thank you, Vanderbilt, for allowing me.
Yeah.
So, a couple things just to wrap as we kind of begin to wrap things up a little bit. Any cool moments in education? Any kind of those moments when you were teaching, you went, "That, I nailed it. That was cool," or to get a neat response or anything?
Just now.
I think what got me hooked in education was way back when I was doing seasonal positions, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We were doing programs going around the school in the neighborhood. This was in Missouri, and we were out there doing programs at school, and I had a kid come in at the nature center, and he said his dad was really mad at him because he wouldn't let him kill snakes anymore because of what the kid had learned at one of our programs.
Excellent.
And then he taught his parents about that, and that was like, that's it.
That's
that was
the
really
pinnacle.
cool. So yeah,
The kid becomes the educator. That's the pinnacle. Congratulations on that. That's
was
a
awesome.
really cool moment. I want one of those moments. That's really fun.
I'm sure you've had them, haven't you?
Digitally.
Somewhere out there,
All right.
digitally. Anybody else fun? Anybody else want to share one?
So I have
Cathy.
fun experience on a cleanup recently with
on a
our
cleanup.
Nature Rocks group. We have a pretty large family, and they were working together because they found an old tire buried in a creek. It was famous. Because Bob had even heard about this tire. So they were
Asked her which one
determined.
it was.
Yes, they were determined. We want this tire. So they worked together as a family, found some tools and things and whatnot, and dug it up. They were very proud of digging up that tire.
Wow.
But
Makes
that's
a difference.
not the end of the story,
Oh,
though.
well then
They
continue,
begged
please.
Mom, "Can we please take the tire home?
Why would they want a tire?
We need a new tire swing because our old tire swing needs to be replaced." And here's the kicker: the old tire swing came from a previous cleanup.
No
So
way.
this is their habit. This is how they have fun: is they go out and the whole family pays the rent. So kudos
Yeah, it sounds like
to parents teaching the kids.
Wow.
This is what we do, and this is how we have fun.
And then upcycle that even more to continue that is amazing.
Exactly.
That's a
Yeah.
really cool story. I love that a lot. That's really neat. Anybody else? Oh.
She's volunteering now.
I was gonna say this must mean she really wants to share.
No, this one was just cool. Okay, so like when I'm sorry, hold on.
Oh. Megan, you have something to share?
Yes.
What you have, Megan? Go.
Investigation stations. Like when
Okay.
I started, I was working at those, right? And doing pop-up programs and around the zoo. And so when you're working on those, you're talking about stuff, whether it's here or in other countries,
Mm-hmm.
but you're talking about conservation work and all sorts of the challenges and whatnot. But one of the coolest things for me is our zoo is amazing because we're so open to all types of visitors and we attract people from other parts of the world. And so one of the coolest things for me has been seeing or hearing people talk about, hey, that's a togwa nut. We have those at home because they're
wow.
literally from the place where those trees grow, and so they knew well aware of what I was talking about. And then people from parts of Africa, when I was talking about poaching and whatnot, they were talking about how it's very illegal, and how we're educating what they know, but also we're educating things that they don't know, and so it's just kind of it's really cool seeing that overlap. So
Yeah, that's neat. I think one of the neat things to kind of go along with that, we're so used to the animals in our backyard, but there's actually people coming to us because they want to see a cardinal.
Yes.
They want to see a goldfinch. And we take those animals for granted sometimes. And I think us here in the States, in North Carolina and wherever the other places, we need to, as you were saying, we need to appreciate what's in our backyard, as a naturalist, and what's here. Right? I think we need to learn how to appreciate all those kind of things too, because we have some pretty cool critters, some pretty cool spaces, some pretty cool plants that we can check out. 2 more. Advice for getting in to the field, or advice before you get into the field. What would you like to share with some? Because we always have a lot of people commenting, I want to be, or I'd like to do, or I want to do. Any advice for that? And then realize what else is there.
I'm a big advocate for internships, seasonal
Whoa,
positions.
yes, for
Try as many different things as possible, because that's where you kind of find, I like that. I didn't like that. But and you figure out where you want to go. And I think that's a great way, is just practicing and trying different things.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
practicing. Practicing practicing for your career, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm going to pick on you, Megan, real quick, because that's kind of what you did, right? Because you were a volunteer first. Even for a snap of a finger, but you were a volunteer.
Yes.
And then it was like, now what am I going to do? And we kind of roped you into this.
They did, very much so. And they continuously roped me into, hey, do this. Hey, come do virtual summer camps. Hey, use a computer. Well, duh, never
So maybe-
say no to this kind of stuff.
Maybe that's the other piece of advice.
Yeah, don't say no. Keep all the doors open and try whatever comes your way, even if it is for as brief as a month or whatever. Just keeping those doors open, and don't say, because I have quite literally said multiple times, ew, I hate education, I never want to be a teacher. But
And lo and behold, you're
apparently I'm an educator
amazingly
now.
good at it.
So
You chose it too.
I
That's a great
did,
point,
I
Leslie. That's a great
did, yeah.
Get over being a keeper.
Yeah.
You had a chance once, and you decided to stay here.
I did.
That's awesome. I
so
agree,
yeah.
Les. Leslie said, yay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Bob.
The comment that Megan just made is kind of interesting. I like that, especially about don't say no. That so many of us, and I think we're all guilty of this, at some point in our life have looked at something and say, no. Whether it's something we want to eat, something we want to...
Onions. I still don't.
I was getting there. Just give me a minute. Now, whether it's something we want to do because it's going to be hot and it's going to be sweaty, or it's going to be around, or it's going to involve frogs and they're icky, or it's going to be snakes and I don't like snakes. And one of the wonderful things about a lot of our staff is that they have had internships.
Yeah.
And in some cases, you have put yourself voluntarily in a position where you're going to be doing something with an animal you're not incredibly fond of, or in a place you're not incredibly fond of. And what's wonderful about that is you find out after a while that a lot of the fears I had are not founded.
Right.
A lot of the reasons I didn't want to do this are not founded. And it's an opportunity to learn. As a naturalist, one of the things I tell people often is if you can hold on to your curiosity throughout your life will be so much more rewarding.
Said. Yep. Very cool. Anybody else? Cathy or Leslie, you have anything? That happened to you, actually, right? You weren't a big tarantula fan.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you kind of overcame.
Yeah,
and-
she's smelling
Oh,
it.
and shared.
Yes, now she's
Never gonna let it go.
Never.
Notice I didn't say
Yeah,
that.
thank you,
I had
Steve.
nothing.
Thank you, Steve.
I had nothing. I went to positive. Positive.
Yeah,
So kind of the same.
They don't smell like anything, but they
We'll do
can
like-
smell.
Put my hand. They can't hear it. It's just me and you now.
Yes, thank you. I had worked with them, but they made me really nervous. So when I came here, I said to myself, okay, well, you kind of have to do it.
Yep.
So how am I going to do it? And so I watched other people. I looked at them. I found the things that I thought were really cool about them, and slowly but surely now they're like one of my favorites.
Yeah,
so
that's
they're
awesome.
just really cool animals.
It's kind of cool. So try and try and try. Advice. Any advice? Are you?
Oh, I have one more thing, because it's something my grandma's told me since I was little.
I'm talking to Cathy. Can you hold on a second, Cathy?
Certainly.
I'll forget. I will. I'll forget.
What you got?
Okay, so something that my grandma's told me since I was little is talking about if you're not learning, you're not living. You have to keep learning and keep growing
Say that
every
again.
day.
Say
So
it again.
every day is a learning experience. If you're not learning, you're not living.
That's cool.
So yeah. So
All right.
yeah.
Shout out to Grandma. Like it. So, Steve and Cathy, are you good?
I'm good.
Advice all there? Brett, advice? You're kind of newish to our world.
If you're interested in theater, it actually turns out to be very helpful in the future. Just
Well,
saying.
you're
I
in
was
theater.
a theater kid too.
You were a theater person.
Yeah, don't poo-poo theater, because it's actually very useful in every career you could possibly think of. Acting.
And apparently it all comes back to poo-poo.
It
So,
all comes back to poop. Everything
so thank you all so very, very much today. Anybody you would like to say thank you to? We have a digital audience here. Let everybody know you're thinking about them in the moment. Anybody have somebody want to say hi to or shout out to?
Sure.
Who are you going to shout out to?
Shout out to my family. Hi, family.
Hi, family.
I don't know if you watch them anymore, but hi, family.
Your nephew?
My nephew Bradley, my niece Jeannie, my
Yeah.
sister Stephanie, my mom and dad, and my brother-in-law.
Keep on.
And my extended family. If y'all... Oh, wait. Hi, Cindy.
Because Cindy has said hi a couple times.
I know she's been watching a lot.
Yes, she
Send
has.
hi, Cindy.
That's cool. Anybody else want to give a little hello to somebody that lives on forever and always?
So my Nature Rocks families,
Oh,
thank you. I know
wonderful.
some of you watch. So hello and thank you for all that you're doing.
And the Garretts. Let's give a little shout
Oh
to the Garretts.
yes, the Garretts are
Okay.
awesome.
Anybody in the back row?
Big shout out to all of the downtown heroes of Asheboro.
Oh,
And
thank
yeah,
you to
guys
them.
all know who you are. You all know what you've done. So thank you guys.
Love it. Love it. Thank you very much for that. Nikki, you've already done too many shout. You've like, everybody knows me. Just hi to everybody.
You can shout out to me.
Hi to everybody. Hi to everybody.
But I used to just see this part
I
Shout
think you
out to
saw
the
that.
forehead.
That's how they were for a long
That's how
time.
we
That was
see
the only
each
thing you
other
could
in
see.
our
The
office.
computer screens. Megan, about you? Me, you want to say hi to?
Yes.
Who do you want to say hi to?
My family.
Hello, fam.
Hello.
Well done.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Well done.
Hi. Love ya. Come visit me.
Very cool.
Yeah.
We can do a shout out to both Sprocket and
Oh,
Lucy.
the
They'll
puppies.
They'll just bark at.
Oh, the
They'll just bark at the.
The-
Shout out to Bun Bun.
Yeah, Bun
Bun, our critters, our animals. You've got too many. You have too many cats to name. To name.
Wait a minute.
So-
I got
They don't
it.
watch TV.
I'm gonna put it on a really big speaker, and I'm gonna play it for all the farm animals.
There you go.
Please do that and tape it. And tape it.
Cheering for the farm animals.
So, part of our education family here at the North Carolina Zoo, we have a handful of other people. We wish they could have been here. But of course, when they're busy, they're busy. I put out this call to see if we could get everybody together and do this in mid-September. This was the first date that was available to do this many of our department here at the zoo. So thank you all very much. Bob and Nikki, Megan, Leslie, and Cathy, Brett behind the camera. Digital friends, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you had some questions. If so, I'll try to get those answered for you over time. Stay safe. We'll see you again soon. Bye.